Here is my Pyrex dish. You guys don't need to use this. You could use a pot with a lid or a crock pot with a lid. I like to do something with a lid just so like fruit flies or whatever don't get in it. But I've had this one for a really long time and this is what I like to use. So you're just gonna dump these babies in here. And you're going to want to like pick through them. Just make sure that there's nothing funny in there. Like I found like corn in there, like dried corn, or sometimes you can find little pebbles or whatever. So I will sort through these. And then I'm going to add the other ones. Okay. I'm not a really good sorter, but I suggest you guys sort through them. But these all look good to me. Then we're just going to take them over here in my sink. And you're just going to... You want to do just enough to cover them, you know, because they are going to expand. And then the next day, so tomorrow morning before I leave for work, I will actually drain the water and add new water. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I do. But this one has like little spouts on it. So I'm going to let this sit on my counter. So here are the beans cooking now. The only thing that I didn't film, basically I got home and, you know, I had to do my night stuff and cook dinner. So I didn't get a chance to film. But I drained the water using a strainer and rinsed the beans, and then I put them in my pot and filled it up, and I'm just going to let these suckers boil while I do some stuff around the house, and then I'm going to show you guys what I do next. But all this is water and beans. I did not put any seasoning or anything in here, just water and beans boiling. So here are all the beans in the strainer, and I will just show you. My hands are clean, guys, but you want to be able to smash it. Do you see what I mean? Like that. And that's how you know that it's done. It's just going to be, trial and error, honestly. So I'm going to let these cool down a bit, and I am going to put some of this in a baggie, and I will let it cool down the rest of the way before I put it in the freezer. Okay, so I just labeled them plain cooked pinto beans. As you guys can see, that's because I don't have salt or seasoning or oil or anything in here. And that'll just help me remember later, because then I can just add this to whatever. They are still slightly warm, so I'm just going to let them cool down. And then I will seal this and let them lay flat. And that's how I'll put them in my freezer. And then as you guys can see, that barely put a dent in the beans that I cooked. Now I'm going to add these to my pot. My pot is over here. I don't clean it out. I just feel like that just makes more work for you. So I'm going to cook them right in here. They are already cooked, but this is where the magic happens. And we're going to add some seasoning and stuff. So here is the sausage and a little bit of oil. I'm going to slowly start to add the water and the beans and the seasoning. Okay guys, so in here I did 7 cups of water, and I did some bouillon cubes, chicken bouillon. I did some onion soup mix. I did a big heaping spoonful of minced garlic. I did some celery seed, and I did some, I can't remember what it was. It was not an Italian seasoning, but something like that. I don't remember exactly. It was one of those like melody ones that's a bunch of different herbs. And I did another kind of garlic and herb allspice kind of thing. Now I'm just going to let this boil for a little while to kind of cook it down a little bit. Like I said, you want to have enough water so you don't burn it, and you need it to cook for a little while. I'd say 20 minutes, half hour, depending upon how much water you've got in it. And again, guys, if you like a drier bean, then you use less water. But I feel like this way is the best because you can always boil it down longer. And really, like, the longer it kind of simmers, the more that the seasoning gets infused into the beans. So after it cooks for a little bit longer, I'm going to take a little bit out and put it in a bowl, like just like a small, spoonful, so that I can taste it to see if the seasoning is right. Because you want to make sure that it tastes good and isn't bland. And then I'm going to let it cool down and put it in a container and put it in my fridge.